Today, we're talking about Chandrayaan-3, and it's not just a space mission. It's an incredible story of how a huge setback turned into one of the biggest victories in recent memory. All right, so let's set the scene. Go back to 2019. India is this close to landing on the moon. I mean, minutes away. The whole country is holding its breath, and then nothing. Just silence. The signal was lost. You might think that's the end of the story, right? But no, that's actually where this whole thing really kicks off.
So yeah, let's jump right back to that exact moment, September 2019. We're going to start in the immediate aftermath of what everyone thought was a failure, because that's what laid the groundwork for something truly amazing.
I mean, can you just imagine being in that room? The ISRO Mission Control Center. The Vikram lander goes completely silent just seconds from touching down. All across India, you could almost feel this collective sigh, this heartbreak, a dream just gone. The silence in that control room, I bet it was just absolutely crushing. But here's the thing, and this is so important to understand. For the scientists at ISRO, this wasn't the end. Not even close. You see, in science, something like this isn't just a failure. It's data. It's a really, really tough lesson. And sometimes it's the absolute most critical step you have to take before you can make that next giant leap forward. Okay, so how did they do it? Let's get into the nitty-gritty. This is where the story gets really good. It's all about how ISRO took that painful experience with Chandrayaan-2 and, piece by piece, used it to build a rock-solid plan for success. And this is where the real comeback starts. They didn't just cross their fingers and hope for the best. Nope. They went through the problems one by one. The guidance system struggled. Okay, let's completely overhaul the landing algorithms. We're talking about making the lander smarter, able to react on its own. The navigation sensors weren't good enough? Fine, let's upgrade them. There was a risk of another hard landing? Well, let's make the legs stronger. It was just this pure, brilliant, engineering-focused approach to solving the problem. And look, this wasn't just random tinkering. They had a process. Step 1, pore over every single bit of data from that failed landing, every millisecond. Step 2, find every single weak point, whether it was in the software or the hardware. Step 3, redesign, upgrade, and beef up everything that needed it. And then, step 4, and this is the big one, test, and test, and test again. They threw every possible curveball at this thing in simulations to make sure it was ready for literally anything.
All right, so fast forward 4 years. 4 years of that intense work. And now we're ready for round 2. A second journey is about to begin, and this time it's carrying all those hard-earned lessons and yeah, the hopes of 1 billion people. And there it is, July 14, 2023, at the Satish Dhawan Space Center. India's beast of a rocket, the LVM-3, just roars to life. It's lifting off, carrying Chandrayaan-3 towards the moon. And you know what's just wild? The whole mission cost around $75 million. I mean, that's less than what they spend on some Hollywood blockbusters about space. It just goes to show you how incredible India's frugal engineering approach really is. And what a journey it was. We're talking about traveling 384,000 kilometers. That is a huge distance. For weeks, the spacecraft silently glided through space until it finally slipped into orbit around the moon. That alone is a massive achievement, right? But the hardest part? Oh, that was still to come. So it all came down to this one day, August 23rd, 2023. 4 years of work, countless hours, all of it leading to this single moment. The lander starts its descent. The entire world is watching, and everyone is thinking the exact same thing. Is this it? Is this time going to be different? And here we go, the moment of truth. They call it the 17 minutes of terror for a reason. It's that final descent where the lander is completely on its own. 17 minutes that would end up defining a lifetime of pride. Okay, so millions of people, not just in India, but all over the world, are glued to their screens. The lander Vikram is just nailing every single step. Altitude dropping, check. Velocity slowing, check. The tension is just you could cut it with a knife. And then at exactly 6:04 p.m. Indian Standard Time, you hear the voice come over the comms, touchdown confirmed. Just 2 words. But those 2 words, they were like a dam breaking. A massive wave of emotion, of relief, of pure joy just floods that control room and spills out across the entire country. And just like that, the control room absolutely erupts. I mean, scientists are hugging, they're cheering, they're crying. Think back to that crushing silence from 4 years ago. Now, it's been completely blown away by this explosion of pure happiness. Why? Because India was on the moon. Okay, but landing was just part one. The celebration was huge, for sure, but they didn't waste any time. The real science, the real exploration, was just about to kick off on a totally new frontier, the moon's South Pole. And let's be super clear about how huge this is. India became the first country ever to land near the moon's South Pole. Now, this isn't just some random spot. Scientists are obsessed with the South Pole. Why? Because they think its craters, which are always in shadow, could be packed with water ice. And water ice is the key to everything for future moon bases. As if that wasn't enough, India also became only the 4th country in history to pull off a soft landing on the moon at all. That's an incredibly exclusive club. So, not long after touchdown, this little ramp lowers from the lander, and out comes the rover, Pragyan, slowly and carefully rolling its wheels onto the moon's soil for the very first time. Just like that, India's on-the-ground exploration of this brand new place had officially started. And Pragyan didn't waste a second. It immediately got to work, almost like a little lunar geologist. Its whole job was to figure out what the soil was made of. And it did. It confirmed there were elements like sulfur there, and it just started beaming back this incredible amount of data, giving us our first real look at what the South Pole's environment is actually like. So, when you take a step back and look at the whole thing, what's the big takeaway? Well, this mission was way more than just a brilliant piece of engineering. It's a story, a really powerful one, about winning because you just refuse to give up. You can draw a straight line from that gut-wrenching moment with Chandrayaan-3 right to this incredible success. It wasn't luck. It was a path built with analysis, with late nights, with so much hard work, and it led directly to the historic triumph of Chandrayaan-3. And that right there is really the heart of this whole story. Look, India didn't just put a machine on the moon. It showed the entire world something much more important, that sticking with it, even after a massive failure, isn't just some nice motivational quote. It's literally how progress is made. It kind of leaves you with this one big idea, doesn't it? That sometimes the absolute greatest victories can only happen after you've gone through the absolute hardest lessons.